What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Viking Studios, and in this episode we're going to take a look at some different focal lengths in the car. Alright, so to start this off, little disclaimer, the exposure might bounce in and out because I am going down these back roads and there's trees and shadows and stuff, and I do not have anything on auto. Everything is manually locked in, so my exposure is locked. You might see me adjust the aperture like that for this just a little bit, just so it's not so dark or so bright. But essentially, everything should be pretty much locked in. The other thing I want to put as a disclaimer as well is I'm going to keep the camera in the same spot for this part. But I might have to just change the angle a little bit here and there, because as we change focal lengths, I want to try to make sure I keep the focus on me with the window in the background, because it's going to be much more punched in. So that might have some slight adjustments, but everything should be relatively close to the same. Now, starting off, we're filming right now on the 14mm lens, and this thing is really wide. It lets a lot of stuff into the frame. Obviously, you guys can see my external monitor set up here. You can see through the moonroof here. You can see out the windshield, the side window. You can actually even see into the back seat and the back window as well. So like, there's quite a bit that you can see without changing anything, just the 14mm lens. The other thing that's kind of nice about a 14mm lens is because it's so wide, it inherently doesn't show shake as much. So even though we're rumbling around back here like crazy with these back roads, it should look fairly stable on the camera, which is awesome. So, and I haven't dialed anything in. I'm not on a gimbal or anything like that. It's just basically locked down. So it looks pretty good. Exposure-wise, I'm a little overexposed. I'm gonna bring that down a little bit like that. Now it's a little bit more balanced. Now I'm in shade and I'm overexposed. So if you're worried about that, you can definitely kind of put your ISO on auto or something like that. But for this video, I kind of want to be able to just kind of lock it down, show the exposure changes as we're going, see how the camera handles it. But so far, I think this view works really good for vlogging. It shows a lot, so like movement looks cool because you can see it through the sunroof and everything else. The problem is, if you're going for like the cinematic look, this is not it. Like, this doesn't have any character to it. It's just it looks like a really high quality GoPro, and I mean, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's not going to give you that movie look. This is just, you know, if you need to set something up, capture everything possible as easy as possible, that wide lens is going to be your safest bet. So the next lens we're going to go up to is a 24mm, and obviously it's going to be a lot more punched in. I'm going to pull over in just a second, switch the lens, and we'll show you guys what that looks like. All right, guys, so this is the 24mm. I think this looks a lot more high-end than the 14. It's still wide. You still get quite a bit of the shot. You get like the windshield, both the front windows, and just a piece of the moonroof right here. So it looks pretty good. This is same thing. I can kind of make some quick exposure adjustments if I need to with the variable ND filter. But I do have it wide open at 1.4, so hopefully the focus is pretty good. I think in terms of, like I said, that higher end look, this definitely is like a nice in the middle. It fits a lot in the shot. It still looks good. It's not too wide where it kind of has any kind of distortion or anything like that. There might be a little bit, but it's a lot more cinematic. You know, a lot of people like that look. This could be a lot more. It's kind of like, I don't want to say it's a portrait. It's definitely a nice mid-length shot. It's not too bad. The other thing is being not as wide as the 14, you know, you get a lot more compression compared to the 14 in the back, so everything doesn't look too far. If I'm being honest and I like look out the window, like it kind of looks to the human eye like it looks proportionally correct, if that makes any sense. You know, they say 50mm, everything's proportionally correct, but when you're on this close to the camera and everything, this right here seems a nice happy middle. So the shot looks good. Benefits of it, it's still pretty wide, so it's not too hard to set up. You know, I think it would be a little bit more challenging if you know, I was further away, then I might look a little small or whatnot. But the fact that we're just in a car, I think this shot right here, for me, of the two, this is going from the 14mm GoPro look to this was shot on a camera. And I don't know, it's just my opinion. I think this particular view is like a nice, happy. It's like nice and happy in the middle. All right, guys, so now we're with the 44. So obviously this looks substantially tighter. It's a much tighter shot. I'm not sure if I'm exact in focus here. I could try to adjust this. Yeah, there we go. Looks pretty good. Obviously you're not getting much of the car now. This is definitely more of a detail shot, but I think it looks good. It's got that cinematic high-end look. Because we're using the Helios lens, we're getting some interesting flaring and stuff, which looks great. Definitely looks like an anamorphic style lens. But this looks great. It looks really good. Obviously, this isn't going to be the shot for everybody, but it has a really nice rendition. It looks good, and the compression back here blows everything up. So it makes me look like we're going really fast, even though I'm going like, you know, 20. Like, we're going pretty slow. So it makes it look like we're moving really, really quick, and it blows up everything, all that detail of houses in the background, stuff like that. Look like it's just outside the car. So it looks great. The flaring is nice. Definitely no complaints. It is tight, but I think this definitely gives you more of that cinematic look. So is the trick to getting that Hollywood look using higher focal lengths all the time? Is it, you know, mixing up shots? Is it the movement? Grading, flaring, I think it's everything. I think it's everything. But I definitely think it's easier to get a higher end look when you have a tighter focal length. So, I don't know. That's just me so far, I think that. But we're gonna try some other tests. We're gonna do some more videos like this. So hit the subscribe button, the like button, and follow for more. And we'll see you guys back here next time for some more content. So, have a good one. Be safe. Enjoy the weekend, guys, and I'll see you back here on the channel soon.